The Gentleman from Guy Ritchie. Is this just Snatch version 2.0? Well, actually, I'm kind of okay if it is. A drug lord is trying to sell his highly profitable business to another drug kingpin when scheming and conflicts threaten the deal. No, this isn't Snatch 2.0, but it does give us the feel of some of Guy Ritchie's iconic British gangster films. True to Ritchie form, there are twists and turns, parts told and then retold or shown and then reshown, highly stylized action, and even some parts told out of order. There are several main players in the cast: Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Michelle Dockery, Henry Golding, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant. Like that each character brings a bravado, but also nuances to there. They put in these unique quirks that each character has, and it makes it a lot of fun, and it really draws me into each of the characters. Now, while each player of the ensemble cast has their moments to shine, Hugh Grant and Charlie Hunnam really share the majority of the limelight. The setup with them and the whole story is great, and the narrative is a lot of fun. But Colin Farrell, he stole the show for me. I mean, he made me laugh out loud several times. And it's great because he's playing a guy with a lot of honor, but he also has some flexible morals in there too. And it just everything that he did, I liked him because he's kind of the stand-up guy. He's trying to do the right thing, but he's also doing the wrong thing because of his actions, if that makes sense. I know that's completely vague and that may not even make any sense, but if you see it and then you see his performance, it makes a lot of sense. Now, it wasn't just Colin Farrell too that brought some of the humor. I mean, a lot of the other characters did bring humor to this, and I think that's thanks to the story itself. The script lent itself to that, and I found myself laughing out loud multiple times throughout the film, and that, I mean, more than a chuckle too. And that doesn't always happen. I mean, a lot of the time, I'll snort a little bit, or I'll chuckle, or I'll, something like that. But there were moments of genuine laughter in it. There's several twists and turns to the story, and I like that because one of the major plot points in this was very obvious almost right from the very beginning. Now, that didn't hurt my enjoyment of the film, but it did, I think, contribute to me feeling some of the time that passed. The movie is a little less than 2 hours long, and it's not slow or boring. But like I said, I did feel the time pass. It felt a little long to me. Maybe it could have benefited from a little trimming. I don't know. I don't know exactly where I would cut it. And I can't pinpoint a time where I was like, oh, no, I think this is just unnecessary. Because I don't really think it was unnecessary. I think it really does go back to the part where it's obvious that this one thing is leading to some other things. And I mean, I don't know how anybody could miss it because it's truly obvious. Luckily, though, that's not the crux of everything. The entire movie doesn't hinge on this one pin. There are other pieces to the story that are valuable and that contribute to it and make it a much more rich film. And so even though, this one, you don't always see everything else coming, which I like. I was really glued to the characters also. I mean, they were dynamic and charismatic, and I was drawn to them. And I think had I not been, I definitely wouldn't have enjoyed the film nearly as much. I'd really be remiss if I didn't state how awesome Hugh Grant and Matthew McConaughey are in this. Their performances just drew me in. I felt just connected to them, and I enjoyed watching them both on the screen. But I could also see this as a resurgence or a second wind for Hugh Grant's career because he killed it. I mean, he was really good in this, and he drove a large portion of the movie, which I didn't realize going in. There's also a scene that I really liked with Charlie Hunnam. He's chasing this guy through some alleyways, and he comes upon a group, and right then, it just felt so much like Green Street Hooligans. I mean, there he is, Charlie Hunnam, ready to just take on this group of thugs, and I loved it. I mean, it was so good. I think even if you're not into British films or like the British crime dramas, you can get some enjoyment out of this. I think it might be a little bit of a hurdle for you, especially because Guy Ritchie has a certain feel and a look to what he does. You see it in Snatch, you see it in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, even in the Sherlock movies. And I didn't see the King Arthur movie or whatever that one that he did. I didn't see the live action Aladdin. But in these other movies, these truly British type of gritty or movies, he has this feel to them. And it translates also into The Gentleman. And that's a good thing for me because I enjoyed those films. I think, though, that's a hurdle if you didn't enjoy any of those films, then this one may not be even on your radar as much. But it is definitely worth giving a try and checking out, even just as a slight foray, because the cast is really good. And the story is a lot of fun too. There's no nudity or sex, but there is implied sex and descriptions of it. There's a ton of profanity and a whole lot of violence. I give The Gentleman 4 out of 5 couches. So are you a Guy Ritchie fan? If you are, what's your favorite movie of his? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.